Financial markets were created for something very simple and at the same time profoundly human: to connect those who need resources with those who can provide them, and to offer protection against uncertainty. Within this vast global machinery, there exists a market that is older, more subtle, and in many ways more powerful than the rest: the derivatives market. Long before modern exchanges existed, there were already agreements to fix today the price of something that would be delivered in the future. From Thales of Miletus and the olive presses of ancient Greece, to rice markets in Asia and the tulip mania in the Netherlands, the history of derivatives is the history of humanity's need to anticipate and manage risk. Over time, that intuition gave rise to organized markets. In Chicago emerged the Chicago Board of Trade, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and later the Chicago Board Options Exchange. Risk became standardized, contracts became transparent, and derivatives evolved into a central tool for corporations, banks, and investors around the world. But for this system to endure, commercial innovation alone was not enough. An intellectual revolution was required. From Louis Bachelier to Paul Samuelson, and later Black, Scholes, and Merton, risk began to be understood in mathematical, probabilistic, and structural terms. Within this context emerged John C. Hall, the scholar capable of translating all that complexity into a clear, rigorous language applicable to the global financial industry. Born in England in 1946 and educated at Cambridge, Lancaster, and Cranfield University, John Hall developed most of his career at the Rotman School of Management at the University of Toronto. From there, he trained entire generations of traders, risk managers, quants, and academics who today lead financial institutions around the world. His most well-known work, Options, Futures, and Other Derivatives, transcended academia and became the universal reference for derivatives markets. It was not only a textbook, but a daily working tool. Through his writings, Hull managed to combine academic precision with practical clarity and to build a real bridge between theory and the trading floor. That thinking is executed every day in the valuation of futures, options, and swaps, in internal models, and in risk management systems around the world. John Hull also developed a special relationship with Mexico. Here he found a community committed to the deep study of financial markets and to the development of young talent. Through RiskMathics Financial Institute, his philosophy of learning by doing took on a concrete and pioneering form. From that relationship emerged the Derivatives Challenge, John Hull Award, a competition that goes far beyond an academic exercise. It is a living laboratory where students and young professionals trade futures and options under conditions that replicate the real market, guided by the intellectual standard that Hull defended throughout his life.
And I can say with absolute certainty that this competition is unique in the world.
On January 31st, 2026, John Hull passed away, leaving an enormous void in academia and in the global financial industry. His passing is deeply felt because we lose the teacher, the reference point, the author who accompanied thousands of students from the first page of study to the most complex decisions on a risk desk. But his legacy is everywhere: in university curricula, in the risk management manuals of banks, in the models that run every day, and in the stories of professionals who found in his books an intellectual compass. Today, when we look at the history of derivatives markets, it is impossible to understand their modern design without the contributions of John C. Hall. This is a tribute to the professor who made complexity teachable, to the author who united academia with practitioners, and to the ally of Mexico who believed in young talent. John C. Hull, a silent architect of modern markets, whose work will continue to guide those who seek to better understand the future.
You will become key players in the world's derivatives business. RiskMathics will play a huge role in that, I'm sure, because derivative markets have only one way to go as far as Mexico and Latin America is concerned.